Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and if you've been watching my Reason for the Season tutorials this month, then you might be excited to see this one, which uses the gold foil paper for the flower punch pieces instead of just regular cardstock, which turns out to make a beautiful card. And I'm going to give you a hint. This one is going to show you how to make a partial flower, which is going to go a little bit quicker when you're trying to make a whole bunch of something. And we are also using Winter Wonderland foil vellum, which is gorgeous, and you are going to be excited to see it on this card. So let's get stamping. Alright, so we're going to pull our pieces out. Make sure you don't lose any of those tiny punchy pieces or the pearls that are included in your Stamps in the Mail Club kit. And we are going to go ahead and start with our flower, so that we can get that started and let it dry. So in my last video tutorial, I showed you how to do the larger flower. In this one, we are just going to do the flower topper, so only the top half. We're not going to make the base. So for this one, I actually only have 4 of the medium petals that are punched from the Festive flower punch, and 4 of the large petals. Usually you use 8 of the large ones. So this one's going to be just a little bit smaller flower, and still 2 of these bow tie ones, and I am crimping them in the center so we get some nice texture. And then you're going to have 2 of the flower centers left. Okay. So same process. I'll kind of do this quickly since you probably saw it already in my other tutorial. And if not, go ahead, you can run back and check that out. I'm going to do, though, 4 of the large petals first. And then instead of adding another round of large petals, I'm going to add some more glue here at the corners where they meet. And then I'm going to add my medium petals. Remember to keep your points out the whole time so that your flower petals are all facing the same direction. If you're doing a springtime flower, you might want your points in so that you have the rounded petal end sticking out. And the green lid glue doesn't grab right away, so remember you're just going to kind of set it in there and let it do its thing. While you're waiting, you can go ahead and put the next layer on. So I'm going to add one of these pieces here. I'm going to stagger it, and then I'm going to add the last bow tie piece. And again, the closer you get to the top of your flower, the neater you need to be with your glue so it doesn't poke out everywhere. Because the green lid glue, aka multi-purpose liquid adhesive, it dries clear but not invisible. So you'd see it as like a little wet looking spot. Alright, and then I'm going to add 2 of these little X pieces in the middle. And again, all these pieces are on the same flower punch, so you can punch multiple times to get all the pieces you need. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is use this little pearl. The size may vary in your Stamps and Mail Club kit. Make sure that you peel up the whole adhesive backing with it. Make sure you don't have just the pearl in your hand and leave the adhesive behind. And I'm going to stick that right in the center of our flower. Okay, so there is a little bit different looking of the Festive flower poinsettia pieces. And while I'm getting the rest of our card ready, I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. For the rest of our card, I have a strip of Whisper Away cardstock, and this card's going to be square. So it's 4 1/4 inches one way and 4 1/4 the other. So start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And then I'm going to start layering, and the Whisper White is going to layer on a piece of Old Olive, and those layers are really tight together. I like that for just a extra fine line kind of thing. And this one I'm going to go ahead and layer flat down. I know I'm not using so many dimensionals this month. It's kind of crazy. Don't worry, they're here. I still have them. And then I'm going to take my vellum and go ahead and attach that. Remember, when you're working with vellum, you want to use your adhesive only under parts that will be covered, and we're going to put our flower over there. So I'm going to attach see how you can see can you see? Maybe not. Okay, we'll pretend you can see the adhesive through my vellum. In real life you can see it. You don't want that to show, but fortunately we're going to cover that up with our flower here. Okay, I'm messing up my petals. There we go. Alright, Also included is a label punch piece, and this one you are actually going to take a pair of scissors and just go ahead and cut it in half because we only want half of this for our project. And then I have my Peace Be With You stamp from Reason for the Season, which is the stamp set included in Stamps and Mail Club this month. And I'm going to use my Old Olive Stampin' Write marker, which is one of the 2 inky things included this month, this and the Real Red ink pad that you use on your other projects. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my Peace Be With You. Okay, make sure it's well stamped. Very nice. And then, oh, we're short on Stampin' Dimensionals on this project, so I'm going to go ahead and use one now. There we go, and go ahead and stick that down. And I'm lining it up so that the edge of my piece is right here at the edge of my vellum. And then the last thing to do for this fun little card is go ahead and put some dimensionals down so we can stick on our flower. The vellum is from Winter Wonderland Vellum, which comes as a 6x6 package, and so it's nice because you can just cut it into 4 pieces and have your square ready to go. So there is our Stamps and Mail Club project with the gold foil paper that was pre-punched with the Festive Flower builder punch. So great way to use your gold foil paper, or your red foil paper for that matter. And another fun Stamps and Mail Club project. So if you'd like to request your kit with all your pieces ready to stamp and collated for you, be sure to contact me soon. Thanks so much for stamping with me.